A big hello to all my lovely students out there. How are you all doing? I hope you can see and hear me clearly. Welcome to another session of another episode of Love Thy RCs. So, this is that big series, RC 100, in which I try to bring you RCs from different genre, different topics, different types of questions and all. सब कुछ देने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ. I sincerely hope this is going to help you in your run up to CAT. So, ये आपके these objectives stay the same. In this particular episode, I'm not going to dive into these points because ये हर एक में बताती रहती हूँ मैं. I'm taking you straight to this now. This is one RC that I had posted on FB as part of RC of the day. That's a series that I run there, RC of the day. And again, usme bhi like I try to bring very different kind of RCs with different kinds with different questions and all. तो ये जब मैंने post किया था तो some of the students requested me to do one explanation session of this RC. That's why I'm taking it up, okay? So here's to all of you who had your doubts in this. Now, this is on Byzantine Empire. The first thing is, why did I give you this RC as part of RC of the day? Because CAT generally has this habit of coming up with civilizations का passages. जैसे एक Mayan civilization आया था, एक और आया था, I don't remember the name of the civilization, but that had happened like I think before 2017. So ये आदत है CAT की. So I just thought चलो एक empire या civilization पे I'll dig out a passage. And then I gave you 4 questions on this. So Byzantine Empire, first step is what? I need to see what the passage looks like. Oh, it's a data-based passage. बहुत सारा data दिख रहा है मुझे, इसमें तो भरा ही हुआ है. Orthodox Christianity and Byzantine के dates and everything, God's representative Emperor Constantine. What is data? Data उसमें होता है ना भाई, जिसमें आपको, it's not necessary that it has to be numbers. Data वो है, like it gives you names and era and dynasty and a lot of other facts and figures. Okay, so how big is it? Okay, I can see that it's a long passage. बहुत ज़्यादा long नहीं है. This is about 550 words long. ठीक है, but the paragraphs are many. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 paragraphs. This should be like very cool because the more the paragraphs, the easier it is going to be for us to handle a passage. Okay, questions देखती हूँ मैं as the first step. अभी ये मत सोचिएगा कि मैंने आपको पढ़ने का time नहीं दिया and I'm moving on to the questions. No. First, assessment of the passage. Second step, sneak peek at the questions. And as the third step, we go back and handle our passage or read our passage. ठीक है? Depending on the kind of questions that we see. So, how did the Byzantine Empire contribute to the revival of art and literature in Europe as suggested by the passage? The instant thought that comes to me is Byzantine Empire, the author is speaking well about Byzantine Empire, right? Something good, because he says revival of art and literature. Now, is the whole passage on this revival or is the whole passage describing the Byzantine Empire? So maybe politics and geography and art and literature revival and various other things. In case the whole passage is on this, I'll have to go with the main idea. In case this is connected to a para, a particular para, this will be para specific. So yeah, I'll have to go and see, right? But this looks like a very good question to me. How did it contribute to, right, suggested by the passage? So we are looking for one true and the others are F, right? What is the tone of the author when describing Byzantine diplomacy? Now, many students in that passage, when it was posted on FB, many students thought that this is overall tone. No, Byzantine diplomacy is very clearly mentioned in the first line of the antepenultimate paragraph. That is the second last paragraph. ठीक है? So second last है या third last para में है. Ultimate, penultimate, antepenultimate, last, second last, third last. हाँ, so third last para. अभी मैं आपको दिखाती हूँ. So this is a specific tone, guys. ये गलती किया आप में से कई लोगों ने. All of the following are true about the Byzantine Empire according to the passage, except so true, 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 and one F, right? So you're looking for one option with a trap. Okay, and then we have, if a modern political scientist wanted to draw lessons from the Byzantine Empire for fragile states today, which of the following insights would be most relevant? That means this is an application question. And for this, we need to take out the conclusion of the passage. Tabhi to na, like Byzantine Empire for fragile states today. Draw lessons. Lessons will be what? As a conclusion, right? Insights from the passage would be most relevant. So the questions are pretty good. I'm going to do this last. True false है, right? बाकी तो ये सारे बहुत मजेदार questions हैं. How will I handle my passage now? अभी आप ये देखना, ठीक है? Selective reading, skim, skip, scan. Scanning is I'm going to scan this para, word for word. Scanning is last para, ठीक है? बाकी को I'm going to skim. कैसे? More so because it has a lot of data. The Byzantine Empire, successor to this, endured for over a millennium from its founding in this. Okay, fall. Okay. अच्छा तो fall का भी बोला है. Traditionally portrayed as the decaying Roman Empire, traditionally this is received wisdom. Received wisdom is what? People generally believe something. Does the author agree with that, or does he go against it and come up with something else? So traditionally people thought it was decaying Roman Empire. Okay, reframes as a modern scholarship. Okay, so the author is coming up with some new angle. Reframes Byzantium as dynamic, adaptive polity, preserved classical heritage while driving. Okay, so this is my main idea. Byzantium, that's the Byzantine Empire, in a new light. And what is that new light? It's all given here. Right? This has to match with my last para. Central to Byzantine resilience, क्यों था इतना resilient? Administrative structure evolved from, नहीं पढ़ना है इसके आगे मुझे. He is praising the administrative structure here. Evolved from Roman systems, okay, emperor, alright, bureaucracy, military, okay, this dual structure allowed mobilized regional defense, okay, fine. So tarif about the administrative structure. This is so clear, and then I did vertical reading. I understood that he's describing it. Right? Then, religion played a key role in legitimating imperial power. This para is on religion connected with Byzantium. So, I'm just going to skim. Forming a unifying ideology, emperor functioned, okay, synergy, okay, church were intertwined, all right, Constantine imagery, okay. Bhai, question hoga to I'll come back and see what the religion point said. But abhi ke liye, I just know that this para focuses on the religion angle. Culturally, oh, now he comes to culture. Byzantium became a bastion of Orthodox Christianity. So it was connected to Orthodox Christianity, right? Became a bastion, a supporter, a pillar, and classical learning. Scholars preserved, okay, law, okay, mosaic, iconography, उस पे question होगा तो आ जाएंगे. Constantinople's architecture, Hagia Sophia, okay, ये सब capital वो है, मतलब Hagia Sophia is a capital, capital कह रही हूँ, it's a proper noun. You have mosaic, iconography. तो अगर इन दोनों different चीजों पे question हुआ तो आके देख लेंगे. But this is talking about culture. That's enough. Theology, law, just look at the words, the key words. Right? Byzantine diplomacy. Oh, there's a question. The tone also proved resourceful. Tarif. Outnumbered by Arab and later Ottoman incursions, Byzantium leveraged marriage alliances, bribes, okay, decaying conquest long enough. Question के लिए आते हैं, ठहर जाओ. 13th century, okay. Fine. And the last two paragraphs. Ultimately, the fall. Oh, okay. So ये पूरा दिखा के then he comes to the fall. In 1453, did not diminish Byzantine cultural influence. First para, people said decaying Roman something. The author says no, it did not diminish the cultural influence even though it fell. Orthodox Christianity and theological persisted. Oh, so the learnings, the teachings, everything from the Byzantine Empire persisted in regions like where? Yahan. The empire's preservation of classical knowledge later helped shape the Renaissance through migration of scholars to the West. Renaissance का एक question में है point. इस पे तो रहेगा ही, कहीं भी Renaissance रहे. Right? So this para says that even though the empire fell, it did not decay. It persisted. The cultural influence stayed in certain areas, and then scholars migrated and Renaissance को aid किया, help किया. The last para. In reappraising the Byzantine Empire, isn't this what he's doing in the whole passage? Traditional wisdom and this reappraisal. We see less a decaying remnant. Not this. More a durable and ingenious civilization. One that adapted, preserved, shifted forces, blend of Roman administrative order, Christian theology, Hellenic culture, Greek culture. Okay, Hellenic dictionary meaning is Greek. So theology, Christian religion se connected, Hellenic Greek, Roman to tha hi, models the complexity and resilience of human governance across time. So the author has praised the Byzantium. Done. Beautiful passage, simple passage, कुछ खास नहीं है. The flow till the decay, and then he has shown the main idea, the reappraisal of this. Clear? बहुत sweet सा, simple सा passage. Let's go over to the questions. Now the series here matters a lot. I'm not going, series कह रही हूँ, sequence here matters a lot. I'm not going to start with true false. I will start with the tone question, definitely. What is the tone when describing Byzantine diplomacy? Ingenious, that is supremely clever. Analytical, laudatory, critical. I need to go back and see what he has said. Okay. Diplomacy also proved resourceful. Tarif. Outnumbered by Arab and later Ottoman incursions, Byzantium leveraged marriage alliances, bribes, religious diplomacy and strategic truces. ये सब उसने leverage किया, often delaying conquest long enough to survive for centuries. Do you see this strategy? Delaying conquest. सालों साल तक they would just kind of delay it, prolong it, right? Long enough to survive for centuries. वो diplomacy, चालुपंथी, strategy. While यहाँ, the moment I see this, I understand he's showing two sides. While its territorial control gradually shrunk. Territorial control कम हुआ, right? With only Anatolia and the capital city remaining by the 13th century, this strategic festivity reflects political ingenuity rather than decline. So while he is showing both the parts, like, he's being a little analytical, and then this strategic festivity reflects political ingenuity rather than decline. I realize one thing. Tone mein, he has taken, the question setter has taken this word and given this to me as a trap. Ingenious, eliminated. Political ingenuity unki thi. The author's tone can't be ingenious. I mean, he's just describing it. He's not giving you some enlightening point. Analytical, yes. Laudatory, yes. He's not being critical. Right? वहां पे हल्का सा ही तो analytical he has given, ना? Its territorial control gradually shrunk. This. So diplomacy also proved resourceful. Now try to understand why the answer will be what it is. Many people went with laudatory. Laudatory is praising. Try to get this. Diplomacy was resourceful, outnumbered by Arab and this, leveraged this. Outnumbered बोले तो these people Byzantium कम हो गए number में, right? And इनका delaying conquest, they delayed conquest to survive for centuries. अपना वो survival रखने के लिए territorial control इसमें क्या हुआ, shrink होता चला गया, because those others, these people were outnumbered by the others and these others kind of conquered, right? So with only Anatolia and this, political ingenuity rather than decline. So still it can be considered political sharpness, political strategy, political ingenuity. But this was also mentioned. So now I go back to this. In analytical and laudatory, these two are left. Laudatory, is he being completely laudatory? Laudatory is praising ka bhi baap. Wow, this, ye, wo, wow, wo. He's not being laudatory. Supporting, maybe yes. Positive, yes. But laudatory, no. So laudatory is a higher degree. So I will eliminate this and keep this as my answer because of that analytical point. While this. Got it. So answer is B. It has to be B. Then, according to the passage, except, okay, let's come to this. If a modern political scientist wanted to draw lessons from the Byzantine Empire, which of the following insights? Insights ke liye bhai, I'm simply going to go back to the last para here. One that adapted, preserved, innovated, shifting forces, okay. And first para mein bhi yahi same bola hai. Let's go down and look for the elimination. The persistence of a civilization depends on historical power and natural geography rather than administrative or cultural adaptation. Adaptation to hua. That is why they were good according to the author. So how can you say rather than this? So this is eliminated. We are looking for resilience, adaptation, something, right? Combining flexible administrative structures with ideological legitimacy can help sustain political order under external pressure. Flexible this, flexibility, I like this word. Okay, ideological legitimacy, political order, under external pressure, देखते हैं इसको. I'm not sure. Then, large-scale territorial expansion is a good way for states to maintain long-term stability in hostile environments. Territorial expansion, अब भी हमने पढ़ा diplomacy वाला paragraph. They were outnumbered and they continued the conquest for like a long, long time. They did not go for territorial expansion. In fact, उनका तो shrink हो गया. So this is eliminated. I'm left with B and D. What is the difference? A state's legacy is determined entirely by its military strength and immediate geopolitical. तो बाकी सब कहाँ गया? Adaptability, flexibility, and all out. So whether you like it or not, your answer is B. Now it's our work to go back and prove B, right? यहाँ देख लो आप. First part. हाँ यहाँ. Here. So traditionally portrayed as this, dynamic, adaptive, preserved classical heritage, driving innovation in governance, religion, cultural identity, right? Resilience was its administrative structure. उसकी तारीफ की है उसने. And then here, religion, legitimating imperial power, forming a unifying ideology. And then end में उसने बोला है administrative order, theology, culture, सब कुछ का it was a nice blend. And adapted, preserved, innovated, right? Innovated amid shifting forces, right? So we go back to this. Flexible, administrative structures. The second or third para spoke clearly about this. Second para, ideological legitimacy mentioned there can help sustain political order under external pressure. So this is the one that is left and this is your answer, right? I showed you how the others are getting eliminated. Now, go to this. TTTF and the first is, I will go to this because this is easier. 3 में traps होंगे. ठीक है? So, how did the Byzantine Empire contribute to the revival of this? By inventing new artistic forms and philosophical schools that directly inspired the Renaissance. Renaissance word I'm going to take and quickly check. Renaissance here. Preservation of this later helped shape the Renaissance. Directly inspired to bilkul bhi nahi hai, right? Directly inspired. See, this was purposely given to you as a trap because earlier in CAT we had this kind of a question jisme it aided the Renaissance or it kind of triggered the Renaissance ya kuch aisa tha. I remember it was a short summary question in CAT. Okay, actual CAT mein. That's why I gave this trap here. It directly inspired the Renaissance? No, it helped shape. Okay, support tha. So this is out. By fostering cultural exchange with Persia and the Islamic world, which then spread ideas to Europe. Only Persia and the Islamic world? No, this is very narrow. So this is eliminated. By acting as a channel for Greek scholarship, which reached Western Europe through émigré scholars after 1453. Revival of art and literature. I'll take you back to this. Hang in there. Now, art and literature. Art and literature is here. The whole passage otherwise is not showing you art and literature. Got it? So Renaissance ka dictionary meaning is what? Art and literature. Revival of art and literature. That's why the question says so. So we have to connect it with this para. So what happened? Fall of Constantinople did not diminish it. Orthodox Christianity and this persisted in regions like this. The empire's preservation of classical knowledge, Hellenic, Roman, right? Later helped shape the Renaissance through migration of scholars to the West. How did it contribute? With the help of scholars who migrated to the West, and it maintained classical knowledge, preservation of classical knowledge, right? So go back to this. So acting as a channel for Greek scholarship. Scholarship क्या? Scholarship बोले तो वो जो scholarship आपको मिलती है वो, don't look for that word. Greek academia, Greek literature, Greek ज्ञान, Greek insights or whatever, ठीक है? Greek and Roman वहाँ पे अभी last line में हमने पढ़ा. Western Europe through émigré scholars after 1453. So why not this? This is correct. By encouraging secularism while safeguarding Christian traditions. This was a big trap that I said there. Encouraging secularism, space for artistic innovation, तो चलो एक बार को बर्दाश्त कर ले. Encouraging secularism. What does it say here? Christian theology. Okay, Roman administrative something. Orthodox Christianity. किधर बोला है? It was secular. Secular is like which tolerates all the religions. You can go to this also, hang in there. Bastion of Orthodox Christianity यहाँ भी है, right? And then if you go to the religion wala, played a key role, unifying ideology. The emperor functioned as God's representative, synergy, church and state. कहीं बोला है that other religions were tolerated, other religions were entertained or supported or encouraged? कुछ नहीं बोला है, right? So how did you go with secularism? This part was scrapped. So this is eliminated and this is your answer. Right? Because this is the one that is left. I showed you all others and this is correct. For Greek scholarship, taken from that second last para. I'm showing you this again. Right? Classical knowledge. Classical knowledge kidhar ka tha? Russia, Balkans and the Middle East persisted in these regions. Ye. Roman administrative order, shifting forces, it's blend of this, Hellenic culture, Christian theology. Right? So ये जो आपका Byzantine था, Byzantine is what? यहाँ देखो. Its scholars preserved ancient Greek texts. Even if you're left with that, aren't you supposed to prove it? If you're left with two options, aren't you supposed to prove one? Ancient Greek text producing influential works in this, right? And the arts. Byzantine art, okay, introduced new modes, okay, this. And revival of art is obviously here. So we understand it was directly connected with Greek stuff, right? Greek scholarship, Greek literature and all. So this is your answer. Now coming to this last question. All of the following are true about the Byzantine Empire except one false. Its administrative division into themes combined military and civil authority at the regional level. We can go back and check administrative division. Religious controversies such as iconoclasm reflected, okay, Byzantine architecture, grandeur and spiritual abstraction, ye dekh sakte hain, Hagia Sophia. Byzantium maintained vast territorial control until the very end of its existence in the 15th century. You know what I'm going to do in this? I'm going to check this and this because these will be the easiest to verify. ठीक है? Hagia Sophia and 15th century. उसके बाद फिर इनको देख लेंगे जाके उनके proper paragraph से. So Byzantine art and architecture emphasized grandeur, spiritual abstraction exemplified by this. Grandeur and spiritual grandeur and spiritual abstraction, right? Here, let's just check. So, law and this, particularly mosaic iconography introduced new modes of spiritual expression, blending Roman realism with spiritual abstraction. Then he gives an example. Constantinople's architectural marvel constructed this, symbolized imperial grandeur, theological vision with its massive. किसका example दे रहा है? घर कैसे बन रहा है उसका तो नहीं दे रहा है ना. So this is connected with what he gave just here. Spiritual expression, blending this. So this one is obviously true. Right? I'm going to check this. Maintained vast territorial control until the very end of its existence in the 15th century. Existence, okay. Fall. Very end. Territorial expansion. Aaspaas iske dekh lo. It is given somewhere here. Territorial control gradually shrunk. Right? City remaining by the 13th century. 13th century mein hi khatam ho karke Anatolia and capital city was, these two were remaining. That's it. So if you say this, maintained vast territorial control until the very end. No, Byzantium isn't being praised by the author for its vast territorial control until the end. No, the author is praising that even though it fell, it did not go to decay. The teachings, the cultural thing, the religious thing, whatever persisted in certain areas for some more years. Right? So territorial control, maintained vast territorial control, it's given there. No, it had dwindled 13th century ke end mein. So this is false. And I'm not going to check the other two because this is what I do in true false. POE nahi karti hu main. I pick the ones that have like attractive things that can be verified quickly. Jaise maine ye pick kiya aur ye pick kiya. Right? And then mil gaya agar answer to theek hai, done. So this has to be your answer. I think we are done with all the questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, done. I hope all the explanations are clear. I have given you the process of elimination for every particular option. Okay? I hope this is done. So all those of you who had a doubt in this, please learn from the mistakes that you made. Okay, those of you who got all correct, well done. बल्ले बल्ले है आपके तो. इसमें बहुत ही ध्यान लगा करके traps set किए थे मैंने कुछ based on like previous CAT patterns. क्योंकि कैट का पैटर्न्स पिछले 5 साल का डेफिनेटली रिपीट होने का चांस होता है। ऑलराइट गाइस, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस, थैंक यू फॉर डिमांडिंग दिस। आगे भी बताइएगा मुझे अगर आपको कोई भी ऐसा पैसेज है जो आप चाहते हो कि मैं इसमें टेक अप करूं। आई एम ऑलवेज देयर एंड रेडी टू हेल्प यू। टेक केयर, सी यू।
आई होप यू एंजॉयड दिस वीडियो। अब मैं आपको एक शॉकिंग फैक्ट बताता हूँ। ये डेटा जो आपकी स्क्रीन पे शो कर रहा है कि iQuanta यूट्यूब चैनल के 60% व्यूअर्स चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं करते। सब्सक्राइब ना करने का रीजन ये हो सकता है कि यार एनीवे जो ब्राउज फीड है उस पर तो वीडियो आ ही जाता है, बट सब्सक्राइब क्यों करना चाहिए वो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ। iQuanta यूट्यूब चैनल का अगर आप प्लेलिस्ट सेक्शन देखोगे, यहाँ पे आपको बहुत सारी यूजफुल प्लेलिस्ट मिलेंगी। अगर आपका अरिथमेटिक वीक है तो ये आप अरिथमेटिक प्लेलिस्ट यहाँ पे चेकआउट कर सकते हो। ज्योमेट्री वीक है तो ज्योमेट्री प्लेलिस्ट चेकआउट कर सकते हो। एल्जेब्रा में प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है तो एल्जेब्रा प्लेलिस्ट। एंड नॉट जस्ट दिस, अभी करंटली जो प्लेलिस्ट चल रहा है वो बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट 200 क्वेश्चंस का एंड RC 100 वाला प्लेलिस्ट जो शबाना मैम का है। ये सारे जो प्लेलिस्ट के वीडियोस होते हैं इन पे उतने ज्यादा व्यूज नहीं होते, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली जो पढ़ने वाली जनता है वो बहुत कम है। बट अगर आप उनमें से एक हो तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लो। रेगुलर बेस पे इन प्लेलिस्ट का वीडियो आता रहता है, आपकी फीड में आपको सबसे पहले दिखेगा। एंड नॉट जस्ट दिस, अब जो आने वाला टाइम है उसमें आपका कैट का फॉर्म आएगा, देन डिफरेंट एग्जाम्स के फॉर्म आएंगे, अलग अलग तरीके के नोटिफिकेशन आएंगे। जैसे ही कोई अपडेट कैट 25 से रिलेटेड आता है, सबसे पहले वो अपडेट आपको iQuanta यूट्यूब चैनल पर मिलने वाला है। तो डोंट फॉरगेट टू सब्सक्राइब आवर चैनल।